Good afternoon, good evening, my friend. Welcome to the replay if you're watching this back on the Patreon or on YouTube. Nice to see you guys again. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be turning my volume up just a tiny bit, and we're going to be doing some buildcraft. That's right, we're going to be talking about building your character within Inquisitor Martyr. Now, over the weekend we did do, I would say, just about every weapon within the game bar one or two, aside from some of the melees. But what I was told the other day by Patreon, and what I was told today, really made me think. They said, Hydra, what about the second weapon slot? Because, as you may be aware, you actually do get two weapons that you equip within Martyr, and all of the build guides I've done thus far have been exclusively building for one weapon at a time. And I have to say, to my shame, despite being someone that I pride myself on knowing a fair bit about this game, I very rarely use this feature. Now that's mainly for one unfortunate reason, that whenever I press the tab button within combat, for some ungodly reason, it never changes the damn weapon. Even though the animation for actually changing is not too bad. Just swing it around the back, a giant hammer comes out of nowhere. So my plan is in this video to have a look at some, what I'd consider cookie cutter builds that you could maybe take and apply to various different weapons, various different situations, and, well, have a little bit of fun while doing it. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more tricky, but let's start off with a weapon and go from there. Let's go with a power axe. Let's see if we've got a shield within our... Oh, there you go. We could hold our arm out, but let's see if we've actually got a suppression shield in here. We've got a storm shield. That'll do. That'll do nicely. We've got a storm shield and we've got an axe. Ugh. I don't want to be part of the Imperial Fists. Never mind. Yo, what's up, Bamboo Bears? How's it going, my friend? Nice to see you again. So we've got our axe thus far. Now we're going to go for weapon number 2. Now, I tell you what we probably need to do in order to make this as efficient and smooth as possible is try making a build that will work with the axe, and then try and find a weapon that we can pair with the axe to make things work. So if we go over to our skill tree here, obviously ranged combat, close combat are just sort of a no-go for this. If you're trying to make a generic build for both melee and ranged, both investing into these two trees will be pointless. Now, I happen to know off the top of my head that there are no damage over time. Well, there are burning ranged attacks, but also all melee weapons are physical, so there's no bleeding ranged weapons. So basically, close combat, ranged combat, heat attacks, and damage over time are off of the board for this. We're not going to get anything useful out of those. Single target, potentially. Area effects, potentially. The rest down here, obviously aim shots, not going to be that useful. Execution, probably not as well. But we can definitely go for physical attacks. Definitely. Now, I think this one is good no matter if you're melee or a ranged character. A physical attack grants a stacking 10% damage bonus, and that goes up and up and up. And that applies to range and melee, or at least it damn well should do. That's what the tooltip implies. So, the question is then, what next? What next? How are we doing in the chat, by the way, guys? How are we doing today? Let's just make sure I've got all the chat up and rolling. We are set to public, we are not set to private. Good. Just making sure. Occasionally I do derp a little bit. I often like to leave my microphone muted as well, just to be extra embarrassing. Now, let's just check what we're upgrading here. We've got a single target that's armor breaking as well, so armor breaking we could potentially upgrade as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll start investing some points. Yo, what's up, Corbin? Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. We're going to go with critical hit because critical hit is generally always a good investment. It's going to apply to ranged as well as melee. So it should be pretty useful, right? When your suppression gets low, extra bit of crit, I think that will be useful for both. Critical hits providing extra suppression damage I like the idea of, and the extra bonus focus point I like indeed. So we've got 26 points left, we've got a fair bit of damage. I think single DPS could be useful too. I mean, we do have 2 attacks with our power axe. We do have a cone as well, however that doesn't really have anything that we can boost or buff. In terms of the shield, we have a block, fair enough, and we have an area effect knockdown knockback. Okay, knockdown, knockback is also something that we might be able to use in order to take out some elites and apply some debuffs. However, unfortunately, the dealing extra damage to knockdown, knockback can only be done by ranged and by close combat separately, and I don't really want to spend 10 points just to get that sort of permanent buff, even though it's not too bad. What we can do though, if I stop rambling for a moment, is upgrade the primary attack of it here, the armor breaking and armor piercing attacks. So we've got critical hit, armor breaking, armor piercing, not favouring ranged or melee at the moment. Now the question is, what else can we do with our 21 points that will apply to both? Well, suppression tree will also apply to both. So we can get some extra damage bonus here, we can reduce our cooldowns when in cover, okay, that's mainly for ranged, and we can work all the way up to a non-stacking 20% damage and 10% damage reduction bonus for 1 second, not very long whenever you're taking a hit and your suppression status is green. So basically, you want to keep your suppression status green a lot with this type of build. Now, extra health per second bonus if your suppression status is green is not too bad either. Extra movement when your status is green too, and extra critical hit chance is also nice too. We got 9 points left, and I really think if we're going to be semi-melee, we should probably go for the extra armor value here. I think that would be very, very sensible. 20% extra damage reduction from armor. And now that's not a flat 20%. If your armor is 40%, it's going to give you an extra 8% damage mitigation. But that's still a lot for 2 points. Now granted, my armor's not that good, but it's fairly good. We've got 7 points here, and our suppression needs to be green a lot. So what I'm going to try and find is a few things I can do to keep my suppression up. So successful deflect suppression points are regained. It might help a little bit. It's not a huge amount, I will be honest. What else can we get here? Heals you for every 10 suppression points regained. Semi-useful. Now, enemy attacks do minus suppression damage until your health is over 50% of maximum health. I actually don't like the way that's phrased. I just find that a little bit harder to absorb, a little bit of feedback to Neocore as we go here. It's a little bit, enemy attacks are doing less suppression damage until your health is over 50% of the max HP. Should that say unless the character is over? I'm not entirely sure what they're going with that. Now, grant 20 health per second regen bonus if your health point drops below 50%. That is pretty good, because any health you can get per second in this game is going to keep you alive just that little bit longer. We got 3 points left. Can we get anything useful? Heals you for every 10 suppression regained. Maybe for every 10 health points you gain 1 suppression point. I think, well, maybe just the extra 450 suppression. Reduce suppression damage by 2%? I mean, I'm sorry, but that looks absolutely crap. I can't really get behind that. Right, so is there anything else we could be spending stuff in support tree? Let's have a look here. Much, much better. Extra focus regeneration, I think that would be fairly useful. Now, it has to be said, if we're going with this combination, we need the inoculator to be giving me some suppression, because I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble if I don't. Now, this is the only one I've got, so I'm going to actually ditch the extra capacity here, because I think that's currently a little bit wasted. I've got 6 max capacity. I think what I'll do is go for a empty one here. Oh, it looks like I can't go for an empty one. Ripperino. We go for one of those. What can we go for? Extra critical hit chance or damage. We'll go critical hit chance. This one, we've obviously got our suppression. We've got a health regen there. And what else can we do here? Cooldown, increased duration of all boosters. I'm not sure. Inoculator cooldown by 10%. I think we'll have to do. So now we're rocking. Let's actually see how this build goes. But at the moment, I'm rocking a build that applies equally between 2 weapons. And really, the only thing I need to consider when selecting my ranged weapon now is just simply that it does fairly well its physical, okay, and that it does critical hit. Maybe something fairly tanky. So let's just find a physical weapon. The autogun would work okay. Let's stick that in there. Maybe. It would probably be a good idea as the Storm Shield and Axe combo are armor breaking. It would maybe make more sense for this to be a bolt gun. Reason being is the bolt gun has a armor breaking ability and a vulnerability on the first one. So that's quite useful to have. That's pretty useful indeed because, well, basically the vulnerabilities are going to stack up. I could shoot something, apply some vulnerability, the armor breaking's getting a bonus, I can do critical hits with it, etc. That I think would make a good bit of sense. And these two, again, it will complement each other nicely, and the vulnerabilities I stack should get refreshed via the physical attacks. That's no use. Now, here's one thing that might be useful. This 10% damage against bleeding enemies will work with my axe. So maybe we could say that maybe if we just take a couple here and stick them in, extra 10% with a basic axe attack might be useful. And bleeds lasting longer, maybe. I mean, the damage over time, you could maybe go with a bleed, so you could put a slow on an enemy via your axe and then kite them around. I don't know. I think we won't overcomplicate things here. We'll just go for all skills dealing physical damage with less than 1 second cooldown. So that's basically all of your auto attacks 5% damage. Let's just jump into mission now and stop yapping away. So how you doing today, guys? Anyone got any questions about the game? Anyone want to talk about the game? I've got some other video ideas at the moment, actually. I've got some good ones, I have to say. I think I'm going to be doing a guide on how to kill bullgrins. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and we can contribute some of this. Donate some blessed alloy. Ta-da! Now, can we level up our Cabal yet? Let's have a look. Overview, level 2. Oh, we're nearly there. Now we need to secure some relics. Okay, that may take a while. Let's just jump on an ordinary difficult mission and crack on with this. Now, are there any build questions you guys have got as well? Do let me know, because you know what I'm here for. I'm here... Ooh, a nice square shape. That's what we all like. Some nice, simple square shapes. Seems everyone's pretty busy at the Mo on a Monday. Everyone's chilling. I respect that. I respect that indeed. Right, let's move on. So, let's start with an axe. See how this feels. I'm not particularly tanky. I am against the dreaded, the absolutely dreaded Rebel Guard, who really don't seem like they're causing much of a problem. Maybe we should up the difficulty a little bit on the next one. But so far, not a bad start. The axe is doing fine with this. Let's turn on tactical view as well, just so we can see some of these damage numbers. Have a little compare between. Now, we'll keep that there in case we want to go back for more void shields. Now, we'll see if we can pop a void shield here and use this. See if we can survive long enough. Yeah, that's no problem at all. AoE on the right click here. Very, very nice. AoE, very, very nice. And I could be using this charge move a little bit more, to be fair. The cooldown's quite long on it, but it's reasonable. Now I can pull out my gun and just... The damage is still pretty good. Now, it is a semi-easy mission. I mean, you can see from the damage taken. That's a pretty good bolt rifle, to be fair. I think it's got a reduced cooldown on the one ability. But so far, seems to be working fine. It's versatile. It'll apply equally to both. It's not maxed out in terms of DPS, but it's fairly high. We've got a few passive buffs rocking in as well. We've got extra damage. We've got damage reduction bonuses, etc. Now, the one troublesome thing in here with this is maintaining that damage bonus from the suppression tree. That's one thing that could maybe be... maybe there's easier ways of maintaining that, because keeping green suppression while staying under fire is something really that's best done in ranged combat. So, because you can obviously keep recharging your suppression very easily, but I don't know. Let's just see what the range damage is like then. A bit of AoE fire. We'll do a little bit of rapid fire too. I have to say, I think the single rate of fire is slightly better. Almost feels like it. Not taking a lot of damage. I think we'll need to go on to a slightly tougher mission soon. Definitely. I tell you what, I really like the Psyker pistol builds. They might not be the best. I mean, generally speaking, the Pyromancer build is one of the better ones. Although I will be honest with you, I've not played a lot of Psyker following the latest patch. So that's something, I've got to be honest, there were changes made to the Psyker. What's up, Mines? How you doing, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. 10 capacity. Is that really 10? Inoculator refill, 10, jeez. You can't even carry 10. Right. Let's see how much suppression damage that does. Quite a chunk, actually. Quite a chunk. And basically enough to smush it. Right. Let's charge in here. Oh. Charge. Charge in there. There we go. With a bit of an AoE. Oh. Having trouble clicking on enemies as well. The crits do a lot of damage. So far, feeling alright, digging the build. The only thing about this build I'd say thus far is my suppression's going down a little bit too quick for me to really justify the suppression build. It'll give me a few buffs in the early bit of combat, but as you can see, with that being said, suppression green is half of your suppression, so maybe taking a few of those extra points, putting them back into suppression, because you do, well, we need to see how much extra suppression you get from 150. If we can get double suppression or something like that, I think it would be totally worth it. We do have suppression on our inoculator as well, so now I'm taking damage in combat here, I'm getting the 20% damage boost. So that's something to think about. Horrible sound. Absolutely horrible. Right, there we go. So let's modify the build a little bit, see if we can fine-tune it, and we will play around. Ooh, we're ranking up slow. Remember, this isn't doing... ooh, lovely jubbly. Oh, inventory's full. That old chestnut again. Let's get rid of some of these. We've got quite a few weapons here. We can get rid of some heavy bolters, because we've got multiple of those. We've got... Oh, do we have any other multiples? We've got 2 Mars Great Axes. We can get rid of one of those as well. And I don't see any more duplicates for now, aside from the Heavy Flamer. So there we go. What is up, you beautiful British bastard? Oh, you are a charmer, my friend. You are nothing but a charmer. We are doing builds today that apply equally to melee and range. So at the moment, I'm digging this build, but I think we could change it a little bit. We're rocking a bolt gun and we're rocking a axe. Both have piercing attacks, so we're getting a nice bit of a bonus from here with our 12% damage to our left mouse on both. Suppression damage bonus to armor breaking, armor piercing and shield piercing attacks is very, very nice too. Affected by knockdown, knockback, suffer 20% damage penalty is okay. I'm not sure. What I would think, though, is having more suppression for me might be useful to make the best use of this. Now, the non-stacking 20% damage and 10% damage reduction bonus for 1 second. It's only for 1 second. It's not very long. Let's be fair here. It's not very long. Maybe we can make a semi... Well, is there anything else damage-wise we could go with? We've gone with physical. These 2 trees aren't going to apply to both. We could go for the single target tree. Let's see what we can pick up here for 12 points. Now, we can go for 4%. Okay, it's only applying to 1, but with 1, 2, 3, 4 points spent, we get 4% damage for each, and we get a bit of suppression damage, and we get a little bit of damage for the regular attacks too. It's kind of okay, it's not amazing. Killing with a single target, reducing cooldown by 30%, okay for snipers and things like that. What's up, Viserys? Nice to see you, my friend. Now, 20% damage with a single target against skills that are slowed, shocked, stunned or frozen is kind of okay, but our axe doesn't slow. It could do with the dot tree, but it doesn't. There's just not enough there to be worth it. Damage and suppression damage versus enemies below on low health could be of some use. Is there anything here? Enemies getting knocked down? Is that of any use to us? I really don't think so, because if you're doing 50% of your damage with 1 attack, it means you're going to be killing them with the next attack most of the time. Yes, you can use that to apply to snipers, but I really don't see it as being that good. Yo, what's up, Jacoby? How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. Suppression damage bonus to single target attacks when hitting with the same target with the same skill. So that basically rinses their suppression super fast. However, we don't have any CC to apply with the axe and with the... well, we kind of do with the bolter. because if we bring up the bolter here, this does do a knockback, but it's only a knockback. It's not... Basically, what I'm trying to say is the single target tree is crap for this build. I really don't rate it. The damage over time is not going to apply. The heat attacks won't. The area attacks won't. So basically, we're left with going a little bit tanky. Now, debuff-wise, is there anything else we can get? Suppression damage. Could that be useful? Well, I don't really think so. Now, restores 10% of maximum suppression resist when stunning or knocking down. Nope, nothing there too. Not again, really not worth it. So what we're going to have to do is go for the suppression tree. No, ignore me. We're going to go for the hit point tree. We're going to boost our suppression. And I want to see what it's like. 20%, 20 damage reduction. I think we'll actually just go with health. Enemies do less suppression damage. We'll go with that one too. Heals me a little bit. We'll go for all this. 10% max suppression bonus. I mean, I only need 1, 2, 3 more points to get there. I almost feel like taking this back out and scrapping a point out of somewhere. Oh, I don't want to take that one. What should we take it out of, guys? Bonus focus point. Yeah, we'll go out of this one because I don't want my suppression to actually go down much. Right, there we go. So we've got a tanky build with a bolter rifle and an axe, and we're getting 12% extra damage with the debuff tree. We're getting a little bit of extra focus here, loads of criticals and hit points and physical. And of course we're doing extra stuff here. The fact that criticals no longer apply a vulnerability is... Oh no, they do. They do. I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Ignore me. I actually like this build. So I'm actually thinking on doing an anti-Bullgrin video. But I tell you what, let's make this slightly harder. Let's go for a Rebel Guard. I want a Rebel Guard assassination. Rebel Guard assassination small. It's kind of low level, but it is an assassination at least. Oh, that's 1500. That's a no-go there. No sirree, Bob. Okay, we'll go for this one, but it is an assassination at least. So we get a better idea of how hard this is going to be. Mate, the melee assassin is a real thing now. It's completely viable, it's very good, the damage is ridiculous. The melee tree is very good for melee builds, to be honest. Now, I'm purposely trying to mix melee and ranged to make things a little bit harder to make a build. I just wanted to see if it was doable to make a build. Leave me alone. I'm trying to talk to my dudes here. Talk to my dudes. Right, so let's see how much damage we do. Standard attack. Not too bad at all. Right, let's pull out a shield. And let's do some swipey, choppy. Oh, there's a cooldown there. Swipey, choppy. The charge on this does have a long cooldown. I think going with an assault pack with it would be very much... well, it would be a good idea. You can see my suppression is not really going down at all. So that's nice to see. Right. Choppy. The real question is going to be how quickly does this take down a tougher opponent? Who knows? Now, without the suppression tree, I feel a little bit naked for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. I shouldn't do. Because it wasn't doing that much. Oh, did we deflect that? I don't think we actually did. Now we can knock him back. Oh, get wrecked. Okay. Now, this is an assassination. It is Rebel Guard. However, it's pretty damn easy. Now, I wonder if this is because it's green as well. Although we've been fairly lucky with placements thus far. Damage seems to be pretty on point. Oh, don't like charging around corners apparently. Pathfinding's a little bit odd. There you go, fair enough. I think they should probably change that, so when you click on an enemy round cover, it sort of zooms, around the cover rather than trying to go through it. Yo, what's up, Red Ice, my friend? Nice to see you again. Long time. The stuns are real, the stuns are always good, and the stuns, the knockbacks. Right, I think we should kill the turret first. Take this guy down, turn him into jam. Turn these guys into jam too, and the bald guy, of course, jam. A little bit of a jam obsession with this Inquisitor. And I tell you what, we could put one of these sentry guns down. Seeing as we do have this armour... Oh, let's let that guy charge. Okay, now we can take him down. Again, you could probably make this into a very good anti-suppression build with some of the single target attacks. I just don't think the single target tree complements this build that well. Or these weapons. I really don't think the single target tree is that good. I feel like it's... Right, let's use a little bit of a steroid here. We're not even needing our void shield even. Now, you watch this. Elite skills coming. Oh, the knock, the smack. Unfortunately, our only knockdown and CC is on a really slow cooldown. Come on. Chop, chop, murder, choppy, choppy. Right. Now what we'll do is we'll pull our gun out. And we'll shoot some fools. Let's see how our damage compares now. What we really need to do is in a mission where we're killing some vehicles so we can actually see how tough this is. Because so far this is looking easy. Click, 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 click. And that's actually not even the rapid fire, that's just because I've got 20% rate of fire increase on this. Which is pretty glorious. I don't even feel like I need to use the aim shot ability. Right. I'm fairly sure I can just spam there. Uh-oh. I'll tell you what we'll do. Now it's very interesting that when you spec into the suppression tree, you can see my health here is not really going down much. Sorry, my suppression is not really going down much. My health is. So getting that extra suppression there really seems to make quite a difference. That's something interesting. Da, 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 da. Has anyone seen the new 40k game for the tech priests coming out for the Adeptus Mechanicus? I just saw Chapter Master's video on it. I have to say it doesn't appeal that much. I don't know enough about it to get excited yet, but it looks nichey, let's say. I don't know, I'll try and get a bit more info on it and see if it's something worth covering, but I'm not sure how detailed it is. I don't know. Early days, I need more infos. Like, I know Necromunda's going to be good. I know that's going to be worth following because I know Mordheim. I don't know who's making this game. I don't know anything about it. I would do a video, but I don't know enough to say anything worth listening to, honestly. All I can say is here's some screenshots, here's a game, and repeat what Chapter Master said, so best not go there. Right. Murder, 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 choppy, choppy, choppy. Okay, so plenty of damage coming out of the bolt rifle. Let's wait for our charge ability to come back. Yeah, that's the thing, Viserys. That's why I'm spec'd into the plus damage for the what do you call it? I'm spec'd into bonus 12% damage for armor-piercing attacks, because they apply to both of my left mouse buttons. The two weapons have a fair bit in common, and then you could use armor to apply plus extra damage to armor-breaking abilities, probably. The build kind of makes sense. Curiously, my suppression barely went down in that. My suppression was really... yeah... I mean, I don't know if it's in an XCOM style. I'm not even sure what the combat's like. I mean, we've seen no pictures. I don't even know if it's like a... I don't know. I don't know. It looks interesting, but the trouble is, if you're making an XCOM style game, then XCOM with a 40k mod will be better than that game. That's kind of one of the issues at the moment, because XCOM's really good. It's like best in genre, and it's heavily moddable. It's like making a fantasy Skyrim. Just get a 40k mod for Skyrim, and that's going to be better than 9 out of 10 things that are made by a 40k company. That's kind of the issue I've got with the games of those genres. Is they're probably, if they're all made by small indies, I don't know. It might be good. It might be good. I don't want to poo-poo it. It's too early. Now, in terms of this, I'm kind of feeling like the hit point tree here was way overkill, but I want to do a harder mission to see how that goes. Now, I might even change for an assault pack, just for a little bit of mobilitar. Let's see what we got. We've got, no. We don't have one. There you go. Let's see what we've got. Rebel Hunt, small. That's 1,500. Gang. That's going to hurt. Maybe Chaos Legion Vanguard. Let's try that assassination instead. Let's go, Lego gameplays. Well, to be honest, my friend, it depends how you judge what is better, but you can't really be too surprised that Blizzard made a better game than an indie company. That's sort of... And the fact it happened 7 years ago is not really that relevant. They had, what, 500 staff working on Diablo 3 for 7 years? Whereas this company have 50 staff working on it for 2.5 years. So, it sort of goes without saying. Technology moving on doesn't allow for, you know, games to be made more cheaply. It actually does the opposite.
Located in the area.
It depends what you mean by better, because I would not say Diablo 3 was the perfect game. I played it, but I don't actually enjoy it that much anymore. For a few reasons. I have a few main gripes with Diablo. First of which, I very rarely ever get a game when I'm playing with friends that doesn't get frustrating for all of us, because someone's doing all the damage and the others aren't. I really dislike having to farm literally for a couple of weeks to find that primal item so you can actually compete in the same rifts as your friends. Diablo 3, for all of the game's beautiful, it's well polished, it's got Blizzard level of polish, but I mean, if people would rather play it, go right ahead, play whatever makes you happy. But for me, it's not a perfect game. It's got its problems too, which comes from the game style they went for, which was let's throw ginormous numbers at you to try and make you happy, and then just sort of try and live with the repercussions of it. Path of Exile, yeah, different kettle of fish, but very different. Although it's come along a long way in terms of refinement. So, overall impressions thus far. Oh, hello. You moved quite quick then, didn't you, champ? Let's try an aim shot here. Ooh, okay, that didn't do anything. Let's shoot people here. Now, the combat in this game is not particularly advanced. You know, I'll give you that. There's 101 things that Diablo have done better than this game. Don't get me wrong. It's just the actual experience of playing Diablo 3 for me has become somewhat less enjoyable. I actually thought the game of vanilla was much better than it is now, in some respects. Now, you see, many people would argue the opposite, because it was really hard to get gear back then. It was really hard to do anything. Everything was really awkward and inconvenient, and actually that's what I enjoyed about it, because now it's very quick to get your items, but now there's also the quote-unquote meta builds. Okay. We'll take a bit of cover here. So I think we're going to pull out a melee weapon in a sec and see how we do with a little bit. Come on, there we go. Let's see how we do with a little bit of melee. Come on. Let's get a little bit of space here. And bearing in mind this is an assassination. Yeah, absolutely. 12% damage for 4 points is pretty damn good. Right. That's some reasonable damage coming out from the axe too. And we can slow them with a bleed as well, if we spect into it, which I'd very much recommend doing. It's going to make it much easier when enemies try doing this to move away from you. Choppy, 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 murder, choppy, choppy. Right, let's see how much damage we can do here. Not a huge amount. And this is perhaps a good example of what Diablo and Blizzard does very well. Animations and combat that is more interesting. Because this is, highly repetitive, let's be fair. Swing, swing, swing. Swing, swing, swing. Swing. Yes, Doom, I was just talking about it and saying I don't know enough about it to give you to talk about anything interesting right now. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I have to say that the genre of game they've gone for, it doesn't appeal to me in the slightest, but if it's good, I'll try and cover it. It all depends on if it's actually a decent game or not. If it looks like... I'm going to give you guys an honest view as to what to expect from this channel now. If a game is enjoyable, tactical, has some depth to it, and the game is relatively successful, by that I mean it doesn't sort of flop and they go bankrupt, I will probably follow it to a degree. But if it's a very niche game or not very complex, I'm probably not going to follow it, and I have no idea what that's going to fall under. A Gladius at the moment I think is going to fall under sort of my umbrella, but I'm not entirely sure. What I will probably do for Gladius is I'll get it, I'll do a few guides, and I'll probably throw the towel in there, because I can't follow every game. Because I want to be doing informative stuff as well, so I want to be doing here's how you can play and here's some tips for playing, rather than watch me play and, you know, let me tell you what I think. So that's what you guys can expect from me. Okay, this is not that hard, is it? This is not that hard. Let's get a few more of these. Dent, 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 dent. Let's turn the old... Right. I missed my dodge function. Fortunately, we've got a nice swipe. Swipe. Murder, murder, swipe, swipe, swipe. Okay. I think it's time to use the turret. Turrets are pretty good. Okay. And charge. These guys have quite a lot of health now. I don't know your thoughts on the actual Psychers, but, I mean, I'm kind of okay with them being big and, like, hard to kill, but I do wonder if maybe they're a little bit too hard to kill. Right, let's take a little bit of cover here. Let our turret do some of the work. Shields, there you go. Oh, we can get around that. Come on, we'll get that kill, we might as well. Come on, choppy, choppy, choppy. Chop, murder. Come on, swipes, chop. More chops. Okay, and here's the part where they all heal each other pretty endlessly. Okay, so far so good. Right, there we go. Yeah, I mean, well, this is a yellow one, so it's not a red mission, but it is an assassination. But, I mean, it's a little bit of a slug, but is it really that bad compared to killing, say, an elite mob on a regular sort of ARPG? Is it that? I don't think it's that slow, is it? Am I just going mad here? Let's try a rifle instead. Oh.
Target deletion complete.
Target deletion complete. I like your accent, lady. Good job. Very, very British. As the Americans would say. You have a British accent. Love it. Moving on up, moving on out. Nothing, not even your Chaos Spawn can stop me. Okay, let's take some cover and use some of this. So, okay, the damage for the bolt gun's pretty disgusting, actually. Come on. And let's try an aim shot to finish off with. Oh, it didn't want to charge. Okay. The damage is pretty good. I mean, I have killed a couple of captains, so they do have less health now. Let's take a bit of cover here. I think we can kill a couple of these. Not too difficult, but I will be fair, I do have 50 skill points here, so I am rocking a fairly souped up crusader. Oh my word, go away. What are you shooting at? Oh, they're trying to shoot that, are they? Come on. I like the vulnerability that comes out with the bolt gun as well, because it does make killing targets like that a little bit easier. That's always something to think about. Merm, merm, says the turret. Merm, says the turret. One of the most horrible sound effects in the world, I think. Yo, what's up, Jakey DL? What you DLing? That's pretty reasonable. I mean, vulnerabilities are really good vulnerability stacks, because every single time I hit this person, I'm doing 10% more damage up to a total of basically double damage. Which is why, even though they're armoured, I mean, that's just awesome. Well, Well, if you get 20% cooldown on the left click, then it does fire 20% faster on the plus side. I mean, that was not the rapid fire, that was a single one. Total War Warhammer 1. Ooh, old school. Old school, my friend. Enjoy. 11 fate for doing that. Well, let's get on and make another build now, because we've done the axe. Ooh, okay. Some more weapons. We're going to have to sort this out. I'll tell you what we'll do, just to make it a little bit quicker, is we'll do that, and we'll do that. There we go. Now, what else can we do? We could go with a power sword. Let's check it out. We've got combo, critical strike, and single target. Basically, all of the melee weapons are going to be a... I think that most of the single-handed ones have... now, I'm trying to think what the hammer has, actually. What does the hammer have? Da, 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 da. Let's make a one-handed hammer. I think it has a stun. Power hammer. There we go. What do you got for me, sir? We've got, ooh, knockback and a stun. Okay, let's make more of a utility build with this then. I can dig this. I can dig this indeed. Right. So now we'll go for a power hammer. So now basically we've got a knockdown, knockback, and a knockback and a stun. Again, armor piercing, so we can keep a lot of our build the same. But we could maybe make a little bit better use of this. Basically, the same build is going to work pretty well. The physical attack build is going to work very, very well. But some of the stuff we could do in here, like, oh, I don't know, enemies that are maximum suppression resist when stunning or knocking down opponents could be pretty good. Let's try. Now, yeah, let's try. We were losing health a bit too quick. Let's try taking out this suppression. Just see what the difference is. And let's try putting that into the debuff tree to give us some extra stuff here. So we're going to slow, shock, stun and freeze. We're going to do extra damage to targets that are slowed. Extra slow effect. No, these aren't that useful. Go away. Now, what do we got here? Deflected melee attacks lose their maximum suppression. That's rubbish. I don't really like that either. And I'm not a big fan of that. But I tell you what, because we have stun and knockdown, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to go for that 50% suppression damage, bonus to single target attacks when hitting the same target with the same skill. So basically you spam one ability, their suppression will fly down. So I think that's something good to use. And then for both our hammer and for our bolt gun, we can take advantage of the debuff where we've either knocked... Well, damn it, the bolt gun only knocks back, it doesn't knock down. But, yeah, this will basically apply to the hammer and not the bolt gun. Oh, bolt gun, why can't you knock down? Let me just double check it. Knock back. Ah, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. What else could we do that might work here? I mean, this is going to apply well to the hammer, so anyone that's making a hammer build, that would work, but we do have 4 points here. I mean, feck it. We've got enough points that are going to help. Targets affected by knockback and knockdown suffer 20% damage penalty. I mean, that's kind of pointless because if you've knocked them down, then they're probably not going to attack you anymore anyway. That's kind of how I see it, so I'm just not a big fan of that. Let's just roll with that. We've got 1 point left. Let's, yeah, sod it. Have some suppression. And let's claim some rewards. Ta-da! Oh, really? Is it full again? Get rid of some of this. Tempted to do a grav gun build because I tell you what, I really, really like grav guns. Alright, we've got to have some duplicates here. Thunderhammer, get rid of one of those. Oh, I tell you what, we have storage for a reason. Let's actually use it. Da, 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 da. Right, I'm going to keep those there. Just because I like to keep some relics in the corner. What? Let's roll. Whew. Any good builds for the melee assassin? About 20 skill points. It depends what weapon you want to use, my friend. Depends entirely on what weapon you want to use. Let's go for a Hunt Rebel Guard Small on a very high level. Let's see how this one goes. See if it's tough, see if it's not. It might not be. It might be. Kind of hard to say. Hunt. Let's have a see. Oh, damage dealt, damage suffered. I think this might be a bit too much. we compare that to this, I mean, even that one looks pretty hard. I think we should go straight for this. That's way too much. It scales so much. Plus 100 difficulty goes from like... It basically doubles the damage you take. Oh, let's give it a go then. It's really hard. Of course I want to proceed. Null rods. Oh my word, my friend. I'd have to check on what null rods actually do. I've not used one in forever. I have a feeling they're all about slowing and CCing and stuff, in which case just the melee tree would be the obvious choice to give the 20%, excuse me, Chaos. The 20% extra damage to slowed, shocked, stunned and frozen enemies. Okay, that's not that hard. Come on. Come on. Come on, Imperial Guard, you're supposed to be difficult. Okay, okay. Right, let's try another weapon, because that was too easy. We're going to wait for this to recharge. We're going to storm up there. We'll take a bit of cover. Right. Oh, okay, didn't want to charge. Right, there we go. Uh-oh. The stuns are real. The stuns are real. Uh-oh. I mean, this isn't too bad. Smack. And smack. Smack. The suppression gain on stun is actually really, really nice. I would consider combining this with the actual suppression tree. I think that could be very, very useful. And perhaps going with some healing for suppression points gained could be nice as well, just for maintaining health. I've not used the hammer much, but I tell you what, I feel pretty ballsy right now. Let's stun this. You're all getting stunned today. Oh my word! What's up, Isaac? Nice to see you, my friend. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're doing a little Teaching Tuesday session. We're gonna just do a little bit of build craft, theory craft, answer questions, all of that jazz. Right, and smack up some teleport beacons. There we go. If you kill the beacon, you basically get a free peep at, well, wherever the trap was. Right, I'd really like an assault pack here to just jump on in there. And we'll do a smash. I think we'll use that to get around the back here. Because I don't want to be putting up with a turret in my grill the whole time. Get the extra supplies. Uh-oh. And I think we're just going to have to stun a few to get some suppression back. And then get the hell out of there. Am I going the wrong way? I'm going the wrong way. Roger. Roger that. 10-4. I'm still going the wrong way. Oh my word. Bad times. Bad times. Now I'm going the right way. Oh my word. So I've pulled the whole map now. I've made them angry. I'm getting a little bit confused. Yeah, I am, Zolos. That's what I'm currently doing right now. Just smushing some dudes on a pretty tough mission, I have to say. Pretty tough, but I mean, the suppression regen from this is nice. This is a really nice ability, actually. Suppression regen on stun. Just stunning regular mobs is really nice to keep your suppression up. I would combine this with the... Oh, let's get a bit of life back. Let's get a bit... Ooh, a thing. Uh-oh. I've gone the wrong way again. Oh, I died. I did a thing and died. Ripperino, pepperino. Right. Let's try that again with more feelings. Oh, a purity seal as well. Nearly missed it. 5 fate, thank you, death. I'm missing all of these purples, look at them. Hot freaking diggity. I love purples on the ground. Coolest change about the last patch. IDGAF if people don't like it, because I think it's a really good change for the game. I think it's a really much more of a ARPG loot grinder vibe, but in a nice way. It's not a grindy game. It's just, look, there's stuff on the floor. Exciting. It's hard to say that the online finder, Keegan, is not that reliable. I would just ask in general chat. as a suggestion. I find that the much better way to find people to play with. It's sort of not that reliable to just sort of try and use the console. I don't even know if it's actually working. Perhaps someone can confirm if it is or isn't. So every single time I hit this guy, I'm getting 10% of my suppression back, which is nuts. We need to make a build around this right now. Okay, maybe not right this second. We need to smush people. Smush people first. I mean, the damage isn't huge. Let's try a bolter. Now, we've got a Fleshbane ability. Let's see what that does. Not a huge amount. Let's try the regular one and see what we get there. So now we've supplied loads of suppression to him. Let's try whacking him with a hammer. He should be completely vulnerabilized. Nah, there's normally a couple hundred people playing it at any one moment, Keegan, but what you'll find with this game is after a patch, the player base will go up to a couple thousand, but there's not a lot of content in the game at the moment and no long-term replay value at the moment. So the player base will drop off after a couple of weeks. That's happened ever since this went into alpha. Patches always work that way, and the developers know this too, and they're not really phased because, you know, all of the features that are meant to keep us playing and keep us interested haven't been implemented yet. So that's fine. They're not stressed. I've talked to them about it. They're chill. It's like people aren't going to log in to play I don't know, Minesweeper every day. It's, you know, it's 2018. There's much better things to do. But give it time. Give it time. The player base should peak and go up as more content is put in, but I don't know how many people are going to play this game on the regular. It is really hard to say. Although I tell you what, that was a very angry tank. Yeah, I think we'll maybe pull back a little bit there. Whew. Come up. Oh, we knocked him back a little bit, but it wasn't much. Come on. Am I pulling others? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Come on. Kill the men. Kill the men. Come on. The actual normal guys die to this gun so fast. Come on. What can we do to get suppression back now? Well, we've got a void shield. Right. We'll just explode a few of them, I guess. Not having too much difficulty. I mean, I'm being stunned and thrown about a fair bit here, but is this really that bad? I mean, I'm suffering because I pulled way too much. Right. Okay, now I've got my inoculator, I'm fine. Oh, plasma gun. Nice. Come on. Oh, stop that. Right, there we go. There we go. Now, as soon as I can get cover, I'll be fine. Cover. Cover. There we go. Cover, please. There you go. Now the suppression is coming back. Yeah, there's a lot of games out there that don't include everything in the testing phases, so, you know, they're not all going to be amazing. Especially games that sort of intentionally hold a lot of stuff back. Like, there are two types of beta these days. Unfortunately, this was advertised as an early access, but it's kind of one of the problems. To go on Steam, it had to call itself an early access, but this is not an early access, which is one of the causes of a lot of negative press for this game. This is not an early access, because it's not the full product that you're getting an early access to. You're getting access to a limited portion of the game. This is, well, it says alpha build in the top left. I kind of think it is. Is anyone else thinking that he's got quite a lot of suppression? Smack, smack, smack. Let's compare that with the bolter. Right, okay. That hurt. That hurt quite a lot. Right, there we go. Can I hit him from here? No. That's fine. I'll wait till my health goes up a little bit. Or hide here. Stop killing my turret, you fool. Uh-oh. Come on. Come at me, bro. And this is the advantage of having two weapons. Oh my freaking sweet baby Jesus. You see that damage he did? Whew. I mean, this is the advantage of having a melee as well as a ranged, is I don't have to just sit there being a melon. Ouch. Aha. There we go. Come on. I think... Are you guys noticing my turrets are dropping purples when they die? Is anyone else seeing that? Ooh, a relic. Ooh. And if you're wondering why everything is red, well, everything is red because I got tactical view turned on. I really like it. I think it looks awesome. So this is a pretty damn tough mission, I have to say. But it's not that bad, and we're using a build that is made for melee and ranged. So, I mean, if anyone's saying that they I don't know. Let's take, for example, that fight there. If I'd done that as melee, I would have probably not succeeded. I probably would have failed. Because, well, it was hitting me like a tank. It was hitting me like a truck. Kind of funny that, isn't it, being a Lehman Russ? But, yeah. I think point made that builds like this are completely viable. It almost seems like they're classed as elite. I know, dude. It's lit, isn't it? Oh, God, it's just... I don't know what Neocore were thinking, making a tank tough to kill. But yes, it is interesting. I mean, one of the things I kind of would like to see is the ability to genuinely interrupt them when they are about to wreck you. Because that's kind of how squishies will normally get around it. And it's going to be... Okay, the assassin has a dodge, but if you want to be a quote-unquote glass cannon melee, you are going to have a tough time trying to kill a tank. Because you don't have enough utility to really get around it. Like, I had a high suppression damage weapon there, and I was doing nothing but tickling it. Okay. Okay, let's chill and take cover. Get rid of... I don't really need 2 rockets up in my grill. Come on. There we go, having trouble hitting him. Again, the nice thing about the bolt gun is the damage goes up the more and more and more you shoot them. Yes, it takes a while, but that's not a long fight. I see that skull. I see that skull over here. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you. Right. All of these goddamn purples everywhere. Is anyone else counting how many purples I've picked up on this mission? Is it like 9? I think that might be an understatement as well. So I think the suppression tree would be pretty good for this, given that I can just walk out here now with the hammer and stun him to hell. That's right, get stunned and wrecked. Get an overhead smash too. Oh, we'll just finish that guy. Excuse me? The toughest Imperial Guard in the world turned to jam. Now, one of the problems is that the damage is not amazing. Oh, he's regenning as well a fair bit. And it doesn't interrupt him much when I do that. Okay, I think if we go back here, yeah, we definitely do more damage with a bolter. So a little bit of a potential hiccup in the build is that you're going to take forever to kill something with a hammer, but then again, the hammer is not built for DPS. So anyone that's complaining that the hammer doesn't do enough damage, it's a CC orientated weapon, so it shouldn't do. It's kind of... One potential problem is because people are like, this is my weapon, this is the one I want to use and do all the game with. Sometimes you've just got to be prepared to say, okay, this weapon is for this purpose, it's not going to do that well in this. And I already think that Neocore have done a pretty good job of making most of the weapons very, very similar. Like, the damage difference between this and the hammer is probably only 50%. But it is enough to make one of them clearly better than the other, and for when trying to kill an enemy that has healing. And you can't have the balance done around the weaker weapon, because then it would just be incredibly easy for the strong one, and it would be no fun. It's a tough place to be, but I think players will need to accept in this game, and this is going to be a tough one, but I think players will need to accept that some weapons that they want to use for some fights aren't that good, which may not go down very well. That's my suspicion, though. Oh, so much dakka, dakka, dakka. Sadly, the right click never actually hits them. Right, come on. Dakka, 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 dakka. Uh-oh, reload. Yeah, the accuracy is really not doing that well. Yeah. The cone attacks, I kind of get what people say with the heavy bolter. However, the heavy bolter I do think shoots often enough to do plenty of damage. But you do miss a lot of shots with these AoE abilities. Okay, granted, not when they're right up in your grill, but... Alright, there we go. Now let's move on. Move out. He just keeps on shooting, doesn't he? I genuinely thought he would pause after a bit. Oh, there you go. Paused when he couldn't see me anymore. I'm not sure his AP attacks do actually do reduced damage. I just don't think they do a bonus damage, because they should have inherently less DPS versus armoured abilities. But the trouble is with the flesh bane on this is it's too inaccurate. Whoa, 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 Delilah. Absolutely, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's put a turret there just to get me a little bit of space. The trouble is that this one actually hits enemies, which is why I think it's a lot better. Right, there we go. The thing is with this one is it explodes when it hits maximum range, so it kind of has its use. But the rapid fire is so inaccurate that I can't really get behind it. Oh, and this weapon also has a 30% damage and 30% cooldown to the left click. The other reason why I think the left click is a little bit better on this weapon in particular. Oh, if I do dash, bash, 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 bash that there, or if I do bash, 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 see the right click on this guy does nothing. He might be classed as armoured. Again, would be really nice if his health bar actually indicated if he was armoured or not. I mean, he's got a shield, but I don't think he is. Well, this one doesn't regen. That's partly just the actual balancing between them, though, my friend. The weapons aren't that balanced. Some of them do reduce damage to non-armoured targets, like the grav pistol, I believe, but not all of them. Whoa. Come on. Put a bit of that there. Ouch. Come on. Come on. Murder, 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 murder. It's actually confirmed that my turrets are dropping purples every single time. That is actually hilarious. It's actually hilarious. Right, we need to actually be careful here. Oh, ow. Right, there we go. Get some more suppression back. Dodge that. I mean, it's not that hard to dodge, is it? You can see when he's going to shoot you. He says, as he gets completely murdered. Can't afford to really get shot again, can I? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're actually going to have to chill for a second. No. 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 Come on. Turret, do stuff. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh. That was close.
He deserved worse.
Oh man, I didn't get anything good from that one. So many items. And I tell you what, the fact that the turret drops items is hilarious. That's a really cool feature. I had no idea it did that. Yeah, the melee Ogryns do have their, like, buffy thing. I don't exactly know what the buff was. I thought it was just a DPS buff, but they definitely take less damage. I wouldn't be surprised if a regular Ogryn is non-armoured and an Ogryn is armoured, just given what I saw there with my two attacks. What we need is two Ogryns side by side. What we really need is, like, a DPS test centre where we can load in a hologram of an Ogryn, or one we made earlier. Like, these guys die fairly... Yeah, it's not that fast. When you've also got to take into consideration I'm doing an extra 12% damage with a armour penetrating attack as well. Just a la build. Come on. Oh, so many explosions and jams. Uh-oh. That's a little more than I wanted to engage there. Let's take a bit of cover. Shoot some fools. Ah, my turret's keeping them busy. Excellent. Right, time to get out of here. Oh, another bit of cover. How convenient. Uh-oh. Another bit of cover. How convenient. So much cover. Another bit. That's really convenient. There's just so much of it. Not enough, though. Uh-oh. I don't remember leaving people here. There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. So we'll just carry on shooting them through a little bit. It's kind of rough, actually. Kind of rough mission. But it's not really an easy one, so I'm not complaining at all. This should be hard. This absolutely should be hard. The distance I'm having to kite them is a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, that's part and parcel of my problem of continually pulling multiple packs. Let's go behind this over here. Just get a bit of suppression back. There we go. And I think we should be able to kill them before they get to us. I mean, that's just doing nothing to him, is it? That's just actually doing nothing. Right, we can at least kill these. That would be the polite thing to do. Okay. I love how they go past and just do nothing. Yeah, you're certainly right that these champions take a hell of a frickin' knocking. Right, let's whop out the hammer. If I had a hammer. Hammer in the morning. And now we can stun lock him. Oh, happy days. He's not regenning yet, so we'll just have a read of the chat while we smush him. Definitely a lot of health on the old champions. I mean, I don't know if this is comparable to the Psyker, but they certainly take a fair bit of damage. Come on, don't fall through the map. I ain't got time for that. So many purples. I mean, this is a ridiculous amount of purples. I dread to think. I think I've got enough from a turret mission for a turret mission just from doing this. Yo, what's up, Louise? What is up? Currently gathering up all them purples. Now, daka 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 daka. Right, now I wonder if I try and face tank this, will I survive? I should have kept my dodge for that. Oh! Missiles, missiles. Now, if I... Oh, don't blow up the turrets. Not the gumdrop buttons. I'm wondering if my turrets will be able to do sufficient amount of work to murder him. I think they are, actually. Oh, one more of those volleys and I'm dead. Right, back you go. Behind the cover. Cover is so good in this. Like, anyone that tells you the cover is useless, I'm sorry. They literally don't know what they're talking about. Just look at how much damage I'm not taking. Ouch. Uh-oh. Ouch again. Many, many ouches. Another potential ouch here. Oh. Come on. Come on. There we go. That was rough. And you know how I survived. 2 turrets up its bum and sat there. Ooh. Can I get rid of that turret now, please? Because every turret's giving me a purple item, which I'm really happy about. Oh my word, turrets are so good. Right, I'm going to put one here because they're so good. Oh, we'll just bring them back. Come on then. Come on. Come to me. Come on. Oh, the tank. The tank hits so hard. Uh-oh. maybe if we can kill those first. Now, I tell you what really does help in this game is having something to take the hits for you. The holograms for the assassin I have found to be so super useful in this. They've literally saved my bacon so many times. Anything that takes attacks for you is an absolute lifesaver. So I used to think the hololithic armour was a little bit of a joke. I actually think it's one of the best now. For the assassin, at least. There we go. Another one bites the dust. One more tank to go. And all of these juicy purples that I'm getting from my turrets. That's hilarious. If anyone wants to gear up quickly as a crusader, just put turrets everywhere. At least on this mission, it's spawning just an endless stream of... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on? Right. Can I hide here for a second? Okay, excellent. We can go here and jump in there. Ah, there we go. Now we're relatively safe. And the turret's going to die, but it was worth. It was totally worth, because now we're doing loads of damage. Oh, ooh, an autogun as well. I think we got 2 relics on this mission. Jeez. Dang, the loot is awesome. Right, clicky, clicky. So, should we do another build? I mean, that one was semi-exciting, but it was maybe not the best. Why don't we do a dual ranged build? So many purples. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 just from that screen. I have a feeling I got enough to do a actual turret run just from that. Which is pretty silly, really. I mean, the loot rate is ridiculous. But I don't mind. Fine by me. I mean, let's go down here and just have a little see. Tick there, tick there. I'm fairly sure. I mean, I think some of these are new. Maybe not. I can't remember. Oh, so much stuff. So much blooming stuff. Right, so maybe if we make a autogun build. Oh my god, that looks kind of cool, I guess. We'll make an autogun build and compare it with... No. Why don't we go for 2 heat builds and have an anti-vehicle weapon and... oh no, we could combine this with grav pistols. That will do nicely. Let's combine this with something like the grav gun. Is that still doing strong versus armoured? There we go. Strong versus armoured. Armour piercing. Completely ignores armour. This is the weapon for me for killing vehicles. Shotgun, melter rifle, pistols. Oh my word. How many purples, Louise? Far too many purples would be the answer. There are purples coming out of my ears right now. This is ridiculous. And this is just... as I say, the spawn rate, I think, is kind of redunculous now. Now, we've got stun, slow, channeled, area persistent, slow, which is all well and good, but this item only really has... Well, it does have a slow. Okay, let's buff this one up. Now, I'm going to keep the critical tree. I think that's a given that we'll keep the critical tree. We'll ditch the debuff tree. Excuse me. And we'll get a few points in the ranged, I think, would be probably the most sensible to do. And I also feel that we could take some out of the hit point tree. Why? Well, because we don't need to be that tanky anymore. Because we're only ranged. Now, let's have a see. Although that being said, I did nearly get spanked in that last one, didn't I? So, ranged combat. I think increased ranged skill damage when slow, shock, stun and frozen will be useful. Because we can also apply a slow via a critical hit, if I remember. That applies vulnerability. It's the assassin that applies a slow via a critical hit. But we can still slow them with our autogun with a second ability. Now, ranged combat here, we can also increase our critical hit a little bit, an extra 4%, which is nice. And I'm quite a fan of going for this one. Very, very good for taking out like those boss type fights. Yes, I probably could use this to give the grav gun a little bit of extra suppression damage. Anti-vehicle damage, but I don't think I really need to. What we'll go for is we'll just boost up the range damage, I think, and maybe 5% range, 10% suppression damage for 3 seconds when opponent is hit by a single target skill. I mean, we're halfway there already. Can't be that bad to use, and we're not using salvo, but we are using hit and run, and then I should probably go for a little bit of cover reduction damage, a little bit of extra damage reduction there, and support will go for... oh, we'll go for some extra hit points. Right, now this should work fairly well on both weapons. Again, I never use 2 weapons, so I'm looking forward to this. This is a very, very exciting moment for me. Now, the last one was... okay, this should... oh, wow, that's an assassination. Let's... oh, boy, let's do it. Well, 12% damage for 4 points. Like, it's only 1 ability, though. And I'm only going to be using that on bosses. So that's why I kind of feel that 4 points... elsewhere, okay, you won't get 12% damage, but I mean, you can get 6% from 4 points over here per se. And I mean, if I had to try and save 4 points, I kind of feel like I'll need these. Maybe it's doable. Maybe I could take these out of the support tree. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we could probably do damage against bleeding enemies. We can definitely take out. Salvage another point. We can definitely take that out. There you go. We're getting an extra... we're going to get an extra 6% damage for you on that 1 ability. There you go, just to make you happy. Assassination, Chaos Legion, Vanguard. Is there another bloody map? I've had enough of... what is this? Hunt. Is this Rebels again? Oh, I don't want to play Rebels. I'll go Vanguard. Even though this is going to be a nightmare. Yo, what's up, Docky Docky Dooey Dooey Dooey? Right, doesn't the 3 have AP too? I believe it does. I believe it does, but I'm only going to be using it on AP targets, and I would like stuff that will apply to my autogun too, which is my sort of fleshbane weapon of choice. Okay, let's do some proper Daka Daka. There we go. I mean, how can you not think this is anything but amazing? Now, our 1 is a gravity surge, which we can do there. Alright, so we'll kill this armoured fool. Come on! Kill him! Kill him! There we go. And now we can do the Daka Daka. I'm going to try and use weapons. Now, I don't think that weapon did much at all in terms of damage there. Now, Gravity Implosion is... pretty good. That's probably one of the main abilities. The right click, I mean, that should do. Single shot, 199 DPS. Should do quite a lot. That's only 133. Yeah, it should have been quicker. Okay, we'll try again. Yeah, definitely not efficient to do that. Definitely more efficient to use this. Daka 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 Daka. Okay, okay. That's enough. That's enough there. Okay. Is it making my life easier by using the appropriate weapons? I have to say it actually does. Guys, Hydra's learning. Hydra is evolving. But yes, I think this one has... oh no, that's a channeled. Does this have AP on it too? No, this doesn't have AP. So there's no AP stuff on the actual auto rifle. So, I mean, what am I thinking of this build thus far? I mean, this does really good damage considering it's a yellow mission and it's an assassination. This isn't that tough. Now, the next thing I've got to consider is how much damage is this doing? Well, pretty good. Not bad. If I go back to the autogun here... okay, I'm actually wondering if it's really worth changing weapon. The grav gun seems a little bit underwhelming. I'm not entirely sure that this is working as desired here. Maybe if I need I could use a vehicle to combine. Right, what we need is another armor target. Is that a Havoc? Okay, okay, it's a Havoc. Right. I do like the speed bonus though from using rapid fire. That is very nice. Ah, that's a channeled ability. Oh my word. Did you see that? That was so totally awesome. Oh my word. That channeled ability, so totally awesome. Okay, so now we'll rock out with the autogun and see how it does against him. I think that's pretty reasonable, personally. And the more vulnerabilities I do, the more damage I do, and the more dakka that comes out of my gun. Excuse me. Stop healing. Such a pecker. There we go.
Negative singularity.
Now I have to say those guys need some skills. Those guys are far too dull to fight against. And 3 purple for killing my dude. Nice. Yes, some of the abilities have been clarified a little bit, which is nice. Okay, I'm really liking the assault. The auto rifle still. I mean, it's, especially the movement steroid is very, very nice. Very, very nice for kiting. Very, very nice indeed. The only thing that I'm not quite fond of with this build, I might try the grav pistols next time instead, because I'm really not sure that the actual damage is worth it. Or maybe what other highly penetrating physical characteristic sort of weapons does the Crusader have? Let's have a think. Definitely not worth using the grav gun for trash, that's for sure. Let's try over here. There's a lot of stats I think that don't work in the game, to be fair. I wonder if Neocore are really aware though. I have to say I've not done a good job of communicating that. I've not done a lot of numbers testing for this game, I will be honest. It's one of those things I can't really bring myself to do. Right. And let's pull out the grav. Now, there we go. That does nothing to armoured. Okay, crits do a lot, that's for sure. Now, I'm not convinced that that is definitely that much faster if I pull out this gun. Yeah, it's a bit quicker, isn't it? I mean, the trouble is here is my auto gun is doing a really good job against most things. I guess against vehicles would be the real test. Against this sort of good dude, I mean, look at him. Dakka, 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 dakka. Dakka, 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 and soon I can slow. Come on, slow. Oh my word. Right, that's it. You're getting a turret in now. That's right, now you're going down to Chinatown. Come on. Oh my word. The heal ability on those is pretty, what's the word? What's the word? Pretty rude. Not a big fan of that. Ugh. A single Signum gives, well, it can give 8%. Something like that. That's pretty reasonable, I think. It can give 8% to a skill ability, and then it can give 5% crits and stuff like that. There's not that many bits of gear, though. There's only like, what, 6, 7? Oh, no, I guess there's probably more like 9. I think a skill tree gives a lot more than you're giving credit for. Considering the situational suit, and granted the skill trees don't give much on their own, but you've got to take into consideration, once you've got 50 points, that makes a difference in terms of how you build your character. Right, there we go. Yeah, 10% heat's not too bad. 10% heat's not too bad at all, but I mean, you can get like 40, 50, 60% heat damage from the heat tree in total, presuming everything drops. It's quite a bit. Once all the criteria are met, granted, not all of them are active all the time. I'm presuming, of course, vulnerabilities are up and etc, etc. Right, come on. Let's have a go at you. Pop, 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 pop. Come on, where's the critical hits? Give me a critical hit. Come to Papa. Ugh. Could have probably done with using the cover system there. Yeah, hit crease. Yeah, I agree. It's more crit based, but it can apply a dot. It can apply, you know, other things. It can apply vulnerabilities. But yeah, most of them are crit based, I think. I just think the game is crit based for me. Everything is crit based. It's just the best tree in my view because you get a 10% damage buff that lasts for 10 seconds. And killing stuff with a critical hit is not too difficult, especially if you're doing a few AoE attacks. Chances are you'll get one or two straight away. But applying I'm not entirely sure that it is actually quicker to be using the quote-unquote anti-armor weapon here. Come on, stop that. Come on, stop it. Come on. Da, 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 da. Whew. There you go. There you go. I mean, some people don't like the skill trees. I don't mind them. I don't mind the skill trees. But that's easy for me to say when I've got 50 points. I've got lots of points to spend in them. So it all feels not so bad. But, I mean, I guess it depends on your expectations. I've not played other ARPGs quite as much of recent times, so I'm not comparing this to other games off the top of my head in terms of their numbers. I did play Diablo 3 not too long ago, but yeah, I can live with it. But I know other people absolutely hate it. Right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's try a dual heat build because I have to say, well, maybe we should try the grav pistols first. Let's just do a little comparison of grav gun to grav pistols because I really do think that... Now, do we have a second grav pistol here? I'm sure I've seen a purple one somewhere. Purple, 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 purple. Do I have to build one? I really don't want to build one. Do I have to? Looks like I might have to. Ripperino, but it will be funsies. Right, let's make one. Yeah, training room would be nice, wouldn't it? Training room would be nice. It's just nice to be able to test things, to figure stuff out. Because a lot of the stuff is in the dark for us right now. We don't... Well, regarding the numbers stuff, there's a lot I don't know. That's partially because I can't be bothered to do all the testing. Right, there we go. And is there anything else skill-wise that I felt didn't really work? Yeah, well, I'm going to take that off and then put it back on again. Anything else for anything else? No, I think that's all fine. Let's roll. Right, there we go. Now let's go for something tough-ish. Let's go for a Rebel Guard hunt. Yeah, I think that will be... Yeah, Rebel Guard hunt. That should be okay. A little bit challenging, but not too much. Like to keep the mission difficulty somewhat static. Grinder was buffed to 30% damage from 20. A few of them were buffed up a little bit in the trees. I have to say, I do think the crit build is better, primarily for the Crusader. Go away, because the Crusader applying vulnerability, it depends if it's a rapid fire weapon, but applying vulnerabilities via a critical hit when you're trying to take down a target. Whoa! Okay, we're going to have to be a little bit more careful than I was being. Okay, I'm going to wait for that one ability to come off a cooldown. No, we won't, because we're not going to get time. Oh my word, oh my word. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Come on, stop killing, stop murderizing. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my word. Okay, we're going to wait to respawn. Uh-oh, I did not want to respawn. I did not want to respawn. Bad, bad. Okay, okay. Come on. Come on. Have at thee. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. There's only one death, considering how I spawned. Man, that was hard. Right, come on. Back we come. There we go. If you want to kill stuff in this, always, always, always use the map. Right, come on. Come to Papa. Bring it. Bring it, I say. Bring it. Come on. There we go. That'll do. I wanted to save that for the Imperial Guard, but that's fine. Yo, what's up, Answer? Yeah, early game, I think it depends on how many points you put in, because crit's one of those things, the more points you put in, the better it is. Because what you need critical strength to make advantage of the critical hit as well. You know, there's two variables leveling simultaneously, and one increases the other. So it's sort of, yeah. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Back we go again. Come on. You just bring it on, my friend. Daka, daka, daka. Let's pull out the pistols here. Now, it's a shame the cooldowns are so long when you swap. That is something to consider. One of the reasons my health does go down so quickly to begin with is because I'm rocking the perk that makes me take 50% more damage when I am on above 50% health, or 30% more damage. I forget exactly how much. But it's a fair bit. Now, that's not actually a lot of damage. Come on. 2 turrets. Come on. Come on. Oh, no way did that hit me. No way. Right, we'll take some cover and get our health back. How frickin' rude. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The thing is in this game, one thing that a lot of you've got to take into consideration is if you're killing stuff in 1 hit or 2 hits, anything less than like 100% increase in damage is often pointless if you're going to kill stuff in 2 hits anyway. Does that make sense? If you're not doing... If let's say you're killing someone in 1 hit and you up your damage by... no, let's start again. Let's say you kill someone in 2 hits. You might, by upgrading your damage by 40%, still kill your average enemy in 2 hits. In which case, all of that was pointless, and you might as well have put it into utility and other stuff. It's something to consider that sometimes the damage increases just aren't really worth it. Especially for when you're killing trash. Come on. It's something to think about anyway. Yeah, of course, crits have their place, don't get me wrong. I like a good crit. Crit builds are my favourite. Definitely well, damagey. It's all about the damage. And I just think the crit is nicely applied to every weapon as well. It's generally, a crit is a crit is a crit. It's maybe some trees that work a little bit better with rapid fire with it, but I don't know. Not necessarily all of them. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now we're in a place where we can just dagger him down. And now we can just run in here and murder. Whew. Not too difficult for a mission. I mean, it's pretty rough, the actual stats, if you have a look. The amount of damage I'm taking is pretty high. The amount of damage I'm doing is pretty low. It's more than doable, though. Uh-oh. Oh. Get duped. Get duped, son. I have my juke boots on. Uh-oh. That turret is not going to last very long. But it's fine. Come on. Bring it. Bring it. I'm kind of surprised the Gravwell doesn't do that much. I think the last time I used it must have been on quite a low-level mission. There we go. Now, it looks like the turrets disappear after a timer now, which is nice. There we go. All of the Dakar. All of the Dakar is going on. Go away. Ain't got time for you. Come on. Murder them. Oh, jeez. Whew. They certainly are doing a lot of damage to me. But not too much. Right. Let's see if the grav pistol does any more. I don't even think it's barely tickling him. Yeah, I'm not convinced these guys are armoured. Come on. Come on, knock him back. There we go. Yeah, get interrupted. No, I have to go back to this. I reckon this is a fleshbane job. I will admit that this is somewhat of a slog. Perhaps not the quickest fight in the world. Was it enjoyable? For the first half, yes. Little bit too heavy on the Bullgrin health, I think. Maybe I can get the tank to run this guy over. No. Okay. Definitely does a fairly good job of killing them, though. The old auto gun. It's probably one of the better. Now, I like the auto pistol too, but I do think the auto rifle's probably one of the better rifles in the game. I mean, at least in terms of the purpose, I definitely prefer it to the las gun. I still think the las gun lacks a little bit of the purpose. It's not got enough of anything in particular to make it good at one or... It's got a bit of bonus crit on it. Okay, so it's kind of good for a crit build. That's fine, but... And maybe that's good when you don't have any crit. I'm not a big fan, though. Right, rolling, rolling, rolling. Whew. Oh, I'll take that. Okay. Bye. You go that way, I'll go this way. Ah, that is one of my objectives to kill. Okay, let's see what he's doing. Oh, he's just chilling. Is he going to go in the water? That would be handy. I don't think he will. I think we're going to have to go kill him. Right, now this is a job for the plasma pistol. Uh-oh. Nope, nope, this is a job for... Wow. Okay. We're going to have to rethink that strategy. Oh, piece of candy.
Now or never.
So, I mean, we could sit here and talk for 3 minutes while we get some of our stuff back, but... Uh-oh, thank God we deflected that. Oh my word. I don't actually think I'm going to be able to kill him, you know? Ugh. Yeah, the las gun's okay for a moot killer, but it's not got much AoE, which is sort of the whole point in it, I think. Uh-oh. No, you did not hit me. I juked that. Come on. Need life back. Oh my word. Stop destroying my cover. You big buoy. Oh, this is not going to go well. There is no way I can do this mission. I'm sorry guys, we've got to pack that one in. No chance. Well, that's kind of a bit of a balance thing, isn't it? Just about managed to do the mission, but as soon as you get up to the first boss, you just realise, hot damn, that's all I can put up with. Bad place to be. Perhaps a little bit of a damage discrepancy there, a bit too much. Right. Let's see what else we can pull out. What other weapon combos could we do? Need to do a relic mission for Cabal. Do you want to jump in with a relic mission with me, Dewey? Do you want to do a relic mission? Need to do relic missions for Kabali. Let's see what we have to do. Secure the relics. Ah, stolen relic missions. Well, there you go. We better do some of that. Let's accept our pending rewards. Oh my word, we need to go to the bank. There's too much. Okay, let's sell some of this. We've got way too much. Right, sell. Oh, I don't know. We'll just sell. Is that the good one? Single burst. Oh, that was the good one, wasn't it? I sold the good one. No, I've sod it. Sod it, we're doing it. We're doing it. Sell. Sell. We'll just sell most things, I guess. Sell. Right, let's try again. What should we go with, guys? What should we do? We need to do a relic mission. Oh, we can do some turrets. Now, what build are we going to go with? Let's change the build. Let's change the weapon up a little bit. Now, we have been going into this. It's worth saying that there are others available. I could be going with sort of some extra resistances. I could probably be getting up fairly high in some of these, actually. I could probably be getting... Oh, I can manage to get the physical resist bonus as well, which isn't too shabby. I might play a mission while using this. I mean, 800 hit points is... nothing to sniff at. Absolutely, that's not bad at all. Focus bonus per second's not too bad, and damage bonus and suppression status green's not too bad. I mean, I like the idea of damage bonus versus elite and bosses, but use the plasma gun. Yeah, I'm actually in agreement with you. I should use a plasma gun. So, what are we going to do for our plasma gun? Demolish a single target, knockback. Single target again, single target again. So let's go for some single target stuff. Range tree, we could go with a bit of that. That bow gives some bonus to single target. Debuff, we'll get rid of that. It's obviously not physical, so we don't need a bit of that. Tick, 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 tick. We can go for some heat. And go for that, and we can go for vulnerability via the critical. And we could go for minus 5% crit and 15% damage is quite good. It almost makes it tempting to make a crit build without this and with that. But crit's awesome. I really like crit. I'm going to stick with crit for a little while longer. Single target DPS, I mean, we could roll for. I kind of feel like that should be what we go for. One of the issues is I don't have any high suppression attacks, but you know what? I'm just going to stick with all of this. And go for something generic. Health. There you go. Right, this will do. This will be a plasma build. What have we got in the offhand? Grav pistol, which was rubbish. That'll do. Heat crit. Heater crit. There you go. Now let's move and just equip another heat weapon, just because we can. We'll go with a heavy flamer. Now we need to do some... okay, we'll do a turret, because we need to do some relic missions. So I think it's this one, Spoils of War. There we go. And we'll go with miner, we'll go with one of those, we'll go with one of these. Now this is going to be on a timer. This won't be as difficult as the last, though. Thank the Lord. Well, there's a lot of stuff they haven't fixed, to be fair. There's a long list of things, minor numerical things, but there is a long list of things they have fixed as well. That's not to excuse them. But all in good time. I'm very, very hopeful. I'm very, 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 very hopeful that we'll be seeing some more, a March update in the near future, because, well... they want to release the game in Q1, so you know what, I'm actually really surprised they've not announced the release date yet, but they're going to start streaming, and I have a feeling they're going to release or announce the release date in their streams. Will there be a stream this week? I really hope so. I really do. Oh, that's pretty nice. Uh-oh. Back. Oh, beautiful. I'll tell you what I do really like now. Where is it? I really like this. I feel like it could explode a little bit more, but I really like this ability. The only thing I'm not too keen on, I know it's AoE, but it doesn't charge up that much damage in comparison. And it's sort of a bit underwhelming when it actually hits something, but I know it's supposed to be an AoE. Come on! Okay, we're going to need turrets to kill these guys, I think. Having a knockback on this weapon's actually made all the difference. It's made it turn from being slightly poo to somewhat usable, which is really nice. Cabal missions are indeed ones with symbols next to them. They typically have an eye above them, an inquisitorial eye, not just any old eye. Right, come on. Uh-oh. I think I have perhaps done a little bit too much shooting. Right, there we go. Now, let's see how he dies with 2 turrets shooting him. Daka, 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 daka. Oh, these turrets are amazing. They are just the best thing ever. I really, really like them. The one thing I'm really looking forward to in this game is when we've actually got some bloody difficult stuff to do, because there's just nothing at the moment that's really... I mean, yes, you can ramp the difficulty up to make it hard, but I need challenges, you know, where you can do certain things and get the loot because you did it on a super difficulty. I really need that in my life. Right. Pow, pow, pow. Pow? Nope. And the classic top-down view. I'm really looking forward to that as well. So I think that will definitely be something I'll go for. Definitely. Okay, so they're going for a... You've got a... Now, I do have an anti... what do you call it? Anti-cover weapon, I guess you could call it. Does extreme damage to cover. You can see the crit bonus stacking up there. Really nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Come on. Oh, beautiful. So many explosions. So many explosions, come on! More explosions is what we need. The infamous squatting Terminators. The Slavic terms, not Terminators, sorry, Chaos Space Marines. I'm a noob. I'm a noob. Report me to Arch Warhammer. Being a noob. Right, there we go. Line them up properly. And come on! The one thing I'm kind of not sure about on this is it doesn't have a lot of penetration. Well, it has armor piercing on this that completely ignores, but the actual primary ability doesn't, which is kind of odd to me. Ah. Because it means you've got one ability every 3 seconds. That, to be fair, that actually does do quite a lot of damage. I should probably use that more often. I would consider actually switching into and speccing into armor piercing and armor breaking and just using right click and 1 alternating, or even perhaps working on a cooldown build so I could use the number 1 ability more often, because that ability does quite a lot of damage, especially as it completely ignores armor. I mean, it's doing similar damage to the regular attack, but it just completely ignores armor. Oh, maybe it's not amazing.
Sacred slaughter.
Right, come on then. Oh, helps if I actually target the enemy. Jeez, but when that ability crits, damn. 1300. Hot diggity. Right. I forgot you. I didn't know you were coming, Dewey. Oh, my bad. I'll get you in for this one. I didn't see the acknowledgement of you coming. I just sort of presumed you'd said no. I'll get you in for this one. We need an extra person in here. That would be cool. I've not done much co-op in the way of streaming. Uh-oh. I'm actually going to screw this one up, aren't I? Yeah, 3 seconds. Yeah, no chance for this one. We've buggered this one up. That's fine, because you do get a spare one. So what we can do is we can just stick down one of these, stick down one of those. Ugh. I reckon you could do a pretty good cooldown build if the cooldown perk actually worked and cast the completely armor-piercing ability every few seconds. I think that would be a very, very interesting build. Just being able to use the one ability every 1.5 seconds, I think you could get it down to. Right, come on, leave me alone. Oh, go away. Okay, now it's time to go heal. Yes, co-op and FPS. That'll be an interesting one to see. Come on. I want to see how the Nurgle Dreadnought is in a hard mission, because boy gee whiz, it summons a lot of Nurgles. A lot of Nurgles all up in grill. Come on. Explosions. Uh-oh. Oh, some extra supplies. I needed that. Oh, did I actually die? Oh, hot Jiminy. I'm bad. That's fine. I didn't have to not die for this one. Oh no, I've got to run right the way through. Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with Do there, Kalim. The Psyker is more versatile in terms of builds. You get complete control over how you play. The only thing it can't do is really be that tanky. Which is okay, though. I mean, it's a Psyker. I tell you what, I'm completely freaking lying. If you choose the abilities to be tanky, you can be much more tanky than a Crusader. Yeah, basically, it can do anything. It's good. It's good fun. The only thing is that not the animations, the actual skins for it are getting a little bit of criticism, and I kind of think rightly so that it's not the best looking class. Definitely. Please say this isn't a free one. Okay, it's not a free one. Oh, look at that. Bang and bitch. There we go. Right, Dewey, let's get you in. Da, 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 da. What build am I running, Matthias? I'm running, well, a bit of a mixed build, really. Just a generic sort of plasma damage ranged build. So I'm going, ooh, a precious gift. Damage against bleeding enemies. That's not too bad. Critical hit chance. You know what? You know what, guys? I really enjoyed the axe. So I'm going to go back to a critical hit, suppression resistance per hit, HP per hit. Wow, I'm going back on this. I've even got a really cool looking eye on my shield. Hot frickin' damn, that looks sweet. Right, let's get you in here. Let's get you in here. It depends what you want to watch. Sorry, what you want to use, Matthias. In terms of melee, ranged. There's so many options that. Yeah, Cabal. Do. Are you even on? Members. There we go. Invite you in here. Oh, I've got yellow in there. Yeah. Oh, Mad Ooze has randomly joined as well. Okay, well, I don't think he's actually here. Okay, and now I have a feeling it's going to goof up. What I am going to change is a little bit of this quickly, and just make my melee build a little bit better. Now, the axe applies a few things of interest. The axe applies a bleed, and you can use or take advantage of some bleeds. So you've got deals a slashing, blah, 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 blah. Where is the bleed? Bleed. Dot, bleeding, there you go. Original hit is for extra 5 seconds, blah, 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 blah. Go over to skills, go over here. This. Bleeding enemies are slowed as well. Now we can go to close combat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got an extra 20% damage against slowed targets, so that's really, really good for this. I would also go for debuffs, 3, 6, 9, 12 damage against armor breaking, shield piercing, etc. I think that would be very, very useful, and I'm going to go a little bit tanky as well for this, just to try and stay alive a little bit. Now, I'm going to take that out of the damage reduction from cover. I'm obviously not going to need heat attacks. We'll put that back into physical. Now, this won't be entirely damage orientated, but we're going to focus on damage against bleeding, 10% there. Bleeding effect lasting longer is not really necessary, let's be fair here, because they're going to be bleeding all the damn time. It's probably worth us investing into more, well, Healy type things. Enemies do blah, 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 blah. That will do nicely. Critical hit, close combat, doing all of the damage. I think the only thing that's probably worth considering as well is single target DPS, this one down here. Damage with single target skills against slowed, shock, stun or frozen for 4 points there. I could probably actually go with... 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that's a really good one, but I want to try this. Single target, extra Now we've got 40 damage against slowed targets, so we just need to take their suppression down a little bit. Let's do a turret mission, Dewey, see how we go. Let's see how we go. The skin for the Psyker is not too bad. I will grant you that. It's not terrible, but it's also not my personal favourite. There we go. Chance to find main eye implanters. Right, that, and there we go. Let's see how this one goes, Dewey. We're going to do some of those Cabal missions. Yo, what's up, my Russian friend? What's up, Tim? Nice to see you. I hope to see... Oh, it's nice to see you, my friend. It's nice to see the regulars in here. Right. And let's see if this works. Nope, this ain't going to work, so I don't think Mad User is actually in the party. Oh, does it not count? Oh, it's those. Oh, we can just cancel, do we? Cancel. Right, we'll keep that mission there. Let's disband this party. Now, I think Cabal... I think what we need to do is social, Cabal, overview members. I think you might need to invite me, Dewey, because it looks like if I send you a party invite, yeah, he's stuck in the party. So disband, you invite me, Dewey, and see if it works that way, and then you can stick us in on a turret mission. Because it does this every now and again, guys. It thinks someone else is in your party when they're not, and it really fucks things up. Rip. Well, you've given me leader, but that doesn't really help. I'm trying to think what we can do here. Delegate leader to Mad User and then leave party, and now try and invite. Let's see if we can figure out a fix together, guys. Okay, apparently I can't even invite you now, do. Try inviting me again now, do. Let's try this. If we can fix it, then we are gods. I have a feeling co-op may be off of the cards, though, for now. It just simply is a little bit broke. I think what's happening is when you have a party and then when you leave, sometimes it doesn't... I don't know, people get, like, attached to each other. Right. Oh, I can't invite you, do. And I can't even type in your bloody name because it's got too many of umlauts in it and German things. Right, I tell you what, me and Dewey will both restart our games, and then if the co-op doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Right, both restart, loading on up. I don't think it's going to work, though. Normally when it's done this in the past, the only way we could fix it was to get the player that it thought was in the party to genuinely join the party, and then get them to leave the party on their own. Now, obviously, if it's someone you know and you play with fairly often, that's not too hard. But if it's someone you hardly ever speak to, that is a little bit of a pain in the arse. Fingers goddamn crossed. Because it'd be nice to play a bit of PvP. I'd like to try this axe build as well. Right, we'll log in here. Right, come on, Dewey. No, I haven't heard any news on this bug at all, actually, so I would be very, very curious to see. Fingers crossed, guys. Ah, there we go. It's working. Right, so it looks like a restart might be the fix. Sometimes, maybe, a little bit. Let's go back. If you want to join in chat, Dewey, I'm going to jump in Do Not Disturb streaming. Okay? So if you would like to join, feel free. I've just loaded on in and I can drag you in. If you're feeling vocal. Let's go to the first sector and check out the Cabal missions. But I would very much like this bug to be fixed. It is a bit of a stinker. There we go. Some gathering stuff. Mission stolen relics. Oh my word. I wonder if this is still visually bugged. Guten Abend, my friend.
Greetings.
Right, this apparently thinks it's an incredibly easy mission. Demonic incursion. Now, that may be because I've selected the wrong one. Yes, Purge, Vanguard. This can't be right. This is a yellow one. This isn't a Spoils of War at all. I think it's got it wrong. Because the Purge is really hard and the Nurgle Demons is really easy, but that's the Inquisitor. Let's try this one and just see what happens.
Auto bugs fix.
We're dealing a lot of extra damage, to be fair. At which level do bolt pistols unlock for the assassin? Oh my word, I would guess around 12, but I honestly don't know. That's just a complete guess. I might as well have said 5 or 15. I have no idea.
Doesn't it depend according to the starting class too?
Yeah, I think it does vary depending on your subclass choice. I think for most of them, bolt pistols are somewhere in the middle region, though. I don't think it's that far. I know the Exitus is one of the last for all of them. Right, there we go. So this is easy, and we've got 3 to do. Oh, we're destroying gates as well.
Oh
Ouch.
boy! 10,000 damage per shot. Fuck you!
Let's have a look. Oh, it didn't even kill him in one hit. I'm too bad. Right, there we go.
24,000.
Let's do this quick, because this is not the droids we're looking for.
Oh, right.
There we go. I smushed it in one. I'll let you go round that side, and I'll be the... yeah, mines. Speed running with Hydra in the slowest possible armour. Out of my way. Stomp. Roar. Click on the diamond, stuck some missions, and you can click on different symbols. Okay, well, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. It looks like it's a little bit confused.
25,000 damage per shot. AoE.
Oh, I can't see my damage unless I do infrared. Yeah, okay. Average hit for 5k. Methinks is a little bit excessive. Right, let's get out of this one, because that was... I don't think that will have contributed towards our Cabal missions. Right, okay. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Got 2 rank points for that. Only another, I don't know, 85 missions and I'd level up from doing that. Let's try again. Let's try again, this time with a bit more feelings.
Worth a giggle.
Let's go for this one. Stolen Relics Large, Plague Vanguard, there you go. This looks a little bit more applicable. Right, Hunt Stolen Relics, there we go. There we go, that looks better. And are you rocking any anti-armour, do we?
Yep, only.
Yo, what's up, Fonzarelli? Okay, okay. I'm kind of just axe and bleeding and slows. But I'm okay with that. Right. Sometimes missions are in the same area, so you put the target in a list and you can change by clicking the other symbol in the same area. I mean, I know you can select different missions in the same area, but I couldn't see the actual... That one had the eye on it. But you're saying that there were maybe 2 symbols I could have clicked on. I'll have a look. I may have overlooked that. I may have overlooked it. I wonder if we'll be able to murderize the choppy things. Are you using the turret armour?
No, Devastator.
Okay, okay.
Just for power score.
I'm afraid, Matthias, at the moment we've only got a couple of spots in the Cabal. They're kind of reserved at the moment because we've got a couple of players that are busy with RL stuff but have been with us for many months. Hordo Hydra has been around for over a year now, so it's kind of shocking, but we old. Right, let's roll. Ooh, look at you and your stuff. Smush! Oh no, okay, no, never mind, I won't kill anything. Smush, smush. Okay, well I don't think this will be much of a problem damage-wise. If anything, my biggest problem right now is getting close enough to actually contribute. There we go, I did something. No, mine.
Sorry.
That's like the 8th. It's fine, I'm going to help with this thing. And I can knock back at least.
I just go multi-melter, then I'm too slow to actually keep up.
That's all good. Yo, what's up, Galv? Uh-oh, I've done stuff and things. Right, time to pull out a gun. Come on. There we go. Pull out my sword, or my axe. Come on. Can I make this bleed? Can I make a turret bleed? Doesn't look like it. Let's turn on tactical view. Oh, the knockback. Does my 2 knockback? It looks like it might, but it might do so in a kind of a hidden way. No, I don't think it does. I think it lies. I hate the sound of those damn turrets. Oof. That gun was right in my face. Sounded nice.
Mines!
Right. I like being stunned, it's fine. I'd kind of like an assault armor, being honest. Excuse me. Right, come on. Come on. Smush, smush, smush. I think I deflected that like a boss. It was either that or I didn't. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore those. I'm too important to worry about turrets. Let's turn off tactical. I like tactical, but my own character, it's kind of like X-ray naked vision. It's kind of... It's cool and it's not cool, because it looks fine on the assassin, because, like... Well, she's wearing skin-tight stuff anyway. Yeah, I guess we should check this one. But, seeing the underlying skinny man here looks kind of dorky. But I do really like the red, the tactical red. If anyone's wondering why everything goes red when I do this, it's called thermal vision, and you can turn it on or off. But you can also choose exactly what you see when you press the letter T. And you can choose to see which, like, nameplates, debuffs. You can choose if they go red or not. You can choose if you get this filter. If you have your character's range appear. I really, really like the feature as a whole. Hands up here, who likes the actual new tactical view? Do you think this is actually something to be excited about, or is it just a little bit of a gimmick? I have to say, I feel like it's pretty nifty. The fact it's toggleable. It's basically like having 2 visual saves on an ARPG.
Just confused that my code is actually highlighted in red. Like before.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. You've got a hot coat. Right. So how's your frames looking? Because mine, I don't think have changed at all.
I need it.
There might be 1 or 2 less, but I'm getting no drops.
Here. Way better than before.
Yeah.
Good enough that I don't mind it.
Right. Oh, that's not awkward at all. Come on. Come on. Choppy, choppy. Okay, now it's gone to doing the thing where their frames go down, but my frames are smooth. So my character animates smoothly, but everything else looks juddery. And I think this is where the enemy starts sort of turning inside out and balking and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's doing this thing again. I mean, this is a bug you don't see too often anymore. Except for in this damn type of mission, in Cabal missions, it seems to still happen. Right, see you, Mr. Patterson. Take care, my friend. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Ah,
whoa, that's a bad trap.
I think I actually blocked that. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm bad. I did open that. Oh, wow. Blap, 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 blap. I like the axe, actually. I think it's pretty cool. I guess we should shut this door so we don't just gas to death.
Yes.
Didn't even see the gas. I just heard it. Right, so we'll go... how many relics have we got? Oh, we need to get 10. I guess we should probably go the other... Oh, maybe we can do it without that. Oh, wow. I have frames. I mean, my frames are still smooth, but the enemy frames aren't.
Not mine is choppy.
Right. Burn. Okay, out of my range. Rip. Eviscerator any good? I kind of like it. It's got a good AoE to it. I think that's pretty useful. Did you shoot that guy too, or was that all me? I didn't get any animations for you, but his health was going down super fast.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'm good. I do like the plasma pistols, I have to say. That one ability that shoots through everything is really good.
It should actually be blocked by obstacles like cover and such.
Should be. Yeah, it goes through like the world.
Oh,
I was going to blow everything up.
I'm not going to blow you up this time.
Right. So much DACA. The sounds are getting there, aren't they? They really are getting there. So let's take some bets on which day of the week we think we're going to see a stream from the developers. I wonder if there's one in here now that can leak it to us. Probably not. We're graced with a developer visit every now and again, and sometimes they're just there lurking. And to be fair, I very much doubt they want to, in their evening when they're trying to sit down and do squats and drink vodka, you know, be terrorised by people giving them bug reports while they're just watching YouTube. But to be fair, Megapol admits to being a man of squats. A man of many squats. Yeah, exactly.
He promised.
And I'm a 16th Hungarian, so I'm just going to say that right now.
Ah, right.
The 16th. That's right. So I'm allowed. I mean, it's no different to saying British people like tea, right? And they're not even Slavs. Well, stereotypical Slavs anyway. I don't actually know any stereotypes about Hungarians. I've met maybe 10 in my entire life, and they've all just been very normal. Whereas I've met hundreds of people like Italians that sound like Super Mario.
City.
Well, at least I've met hundreds of Italians that genuinely, absolutely love food more than life itself, and literally would do anything for a lasagna. And that's fair enough, because I would too. I'm all about that lasagna life.
And the whole idea of cliches and such doesn't come from nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Stereotypes start somewhere.
I just will remind you of the whole Germans against everyone else in the net.
Yes, it seems that Germans do really like pork.
Raw pork.
Raw pork in particular. Absolutely. Toe joke. I don't really like tea that much either, Jones. Oh, we've done it. Well, I'll take that trade. I was right next to a box. I was just determined to kill that thing. It's a shame they not create an Arbeit class or an Imperial Soldier class. Well, I mean, give it time, my friend. That creating classes for a game like this is the hardest thing to do. So I'm not too surprised there's only 3 to start off with. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but out of everything they've made for this game, the thing that took the most time and effort to make was the Psyker. And pretty much everything else was dwarfed by that. And it sort of... Yeah, all I'm trying to say is it's not too surprising that they haven't made loads of different classes, because they're a small studio. But, I mean, they're planning on supporting the game for a number of years, so I see no reason at all why there won't be more.
Also, the more classes they get, the easier every further class is, because you can recycle parts of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Stolen relic. I mean, I imagine now they've done the Psyker, they've probably got the worst one out of the way, unless they go for a pet class. But even then, you can recycle a fair bit, I think. Oh, is it working? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, if they went for a Stormtrooper, let's say, or even a Judge or something like that as the next one, then they could definitely take a lot of animations from sort of the Crusader and Assassin and sort of mix stuff around. Yeah, I'm not saying they would copy and paste the whole damn thing, but okie dokie, saw something graphically bugging in the background.
Oh, my code is gone. I don't have a body. I'm just a walking armor.
Yeah, we've got a giant enemy walking slug thing over there. That is actually a graphical artifact, if anyone's wondering. That is not a boss. Oh, and those were missiles coming out of nowhere.
Where mine?
Oh, I don't have a body. Right. So, oh my god, it's like bed knobs and broomsticks. Well, you have a body at least. Well, no, you don't have a head. Oh my god.
I have an arm on.
Can I take a picture of you?
May I pose for you?
What's the German scientist from Hellboy?
Ooh, yeah. Can't remember.
Dr. Strangelove or something. I can't remember.
That looks nifty.
Well, there you go. How's it feel not having a head?
It's like being a servitor. Ooh, I have giant boots. That's a giant boot.
Okay, this is...
And was triggered.
Enemies have only got guns for me. This is actually like bed knobs and broomsticks. What a good film, though. What a good film. No body, no head. Yeah, just soul and armor. I mean, yeah, if you wanted to look like... I mean, could you imagine a woman wearing that while shooting? I think you could put a female's head on that quite easily and just a couple of bumps for a chest. And it's just easier to visualise now. There's not like Bruce Willis sat inside it. Cool.
Oh, but the Plague Demon only has a head instead of a body.
Yeah.
He's the other way around.
Well, fortunately, this won't take too long, guys, and it looks like the more enemies I kill, the more organised my armour is getting. So eventually I may all be in one piece. Dr. Kraus, that's the one. Dr. Kraus. He was sort of about as stereotypical as you get. Crazy German scientist. Ectoplasmic. Trapped in a suit and could, like, do things with his finger. Gaseous things. Oh, alright. I think we could probably split up here, try and make this.
Oh boy, this apostle of Nurgle. Huge! I thought he wasn't building. Didn't even see him.
I'm trying to find some things to do. Oh my word. Oh my word, let's go investigate this. Oh wow, he looks really cool. Boss confirmed. Well, at least we get to examine the model in a bit more. Look at the model detail. That's actually really good. Well, you can actually see the shaders. Wow. That's really cool. Yeah, Dr. Strangelove. Yeah. When I said that, I kind of knew it wasn't that, but I thought that might trigger it, you know. Dr. Strangelove. Wasn't there a song for that film? I can't remember what the song was that was associated with it. I don't know. Right, let's crack on. Now I've seen giant mobs with really cool animations. Maybe if I zoom in, I can appreciate more animations and explosions. Okay, your hitbox is all kinds of messed up, sir. Right. It's kind of worrying that this bug wasn't addressed in the most recent of patches. But, you know, worse things have happened. Why does everyone know so much about Dr. Kraus? We're getting... Oh, wow. Right, let's have a look here. Let's just chill, you frickin' flaming frickin' shiznit for a second here. Chill. Chill. I'm trying to look at the textures here. Right. Wow, I mean, you can even see, like, that looks like ham. Let's come back a little bit. Come back just a little bit. No, it doesn't look quite so much. That looks more like watermelon there. Back a tiny bit more. Okay, let's investigate the arm. Oh, slimy. I mean, that looks really good. You just don't really get to appreciate it by the time... Oh, I mean, look at that little bit of lighting there, the way that shimmers. Oh man, that looks really good. You don't really get that, though, when you're actually playing the game, because you just see these tiny white little pixels. Like when you're zoomed out here, it just doesn't look as good. But by the time you're all the way zoomed in, it looks quite pretty. Anyway, that's enough of the aesthetics of Martyr. Unleash death! Oh, British. Oh, but this is hurting my brain a little bit to do. Right, let's find these and get them done. How many have we got left to do?
No idea.
I think I've only done one.
We'll have done at least 2.
Okay. Another one there. How many have we got? How many have we got? It doesn't even say. Right, I see another one over there. Oh wow, and another giant one. Oh wow, and that looks really good. Look at that detail! God freaking damn! Give me that on Sketchfab. Oh man, they could have made this a first-person shooter. Oh, cool leg as well. Oh, I'm not going to stop to appreciate. Yeah, we've got a time limit, but the time limit goes up whenever you kill stuff, so that kind of helps. Come on! And I do want to get this over for you guys, because I know this is a visual mess to look at. It's not nice, is it? Right. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, I think we've got 4 more left to do. I'm going to go along there and up. Okay, let's rush through. Right, there we go. Are we actually being slowed by that havoc? Right, any down here?
Exhausting.
Don't think you can actually click on that one. Physically exhausting.
It's real work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard work on the eyes. How about if I turn tactical on? It hasn't really helped. Right, any more. I can't seem to see any more. Oh, there's one down there. Right. Can't see you. Come on, play Gridden. Oh my god, guys, well done for hanging in there. It's an absolute mess, isn't it? there we go. And I think I did actually go past that other one down there. But I have a feeling there's a few spares. So we will just run through this and try and get it over and done with. I'll tell you what I really hope we see soon is the test season, but I mean, I'm not so sure as we're actually going to get it.
I found a chest, but it's one without the spawning enemy, and it looks all broken and...
Oh, yeah, I saw one of those. I just sort of left it, but I found one over here that definitely is usable. I'm glad you're finding it funny, Jones. I'm just getting a cracking headache from it. I'm guessing this was one of those problems that they didn't quite have a fix ready for yet, but damn is it ugly. I mean, I would go so far as saying, like, take Cabal missions out of the goddamn game. But, I don't know, people probably want to level up their Cabal more than they want to have a visually pleasant experience. Right, we'll go straight north from here. Oh, and a Dreadnought. Oh, is that a Nurgle one too? Oh, and I can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy its Nurgleness. And the Nurgle Dreadnought, oh my god, it looks so good. Anyone else think the new Plague Dreadnought looks absolutely awesome? Right. Da 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 da.
Yeah. Got it.
There we go. How's the volume in the game going, guys? Can you hear me over the volume?
The game has crashed.
Oh, good stuff. The bug only occurs in Cabal missions, Jones, so unless you're in a Cabal mission, you won't get the bug. Oh, my word, though, but that was a bit of a headache. I tell you what, it's... Oh, it shows you as DCing. Well, that's a new thing. That is a new thing indeed. I tell you what, guys, time is cracking on in the day, and I've got work in the morning, and I've got videos I want to do tomorrow because I need to do a review of something tomorrow, which will be Martyr related. So I'm probably going to call it a night here because I have been. It's been 2.5 hours, which is a whole hour more than I was expecting to do. So I will have to catch you guys next time. I won't be streaming tomorrow, but probably later in the week, and then again, of course, on the weekend. So guys, thank you very much for stopping by. And I hope you've enjoyed. Hope we can continue to teach as we go along. If you've got video ideas, do let me know. Thinking of doing an anti-Bullgrin guide. I think that may go down fairly well. Take care, guys. All the best.